husband to cook or do chores at home? That's an interesting question. I think Pastor Adebola should answer that. But one thing I must say is that I believe even before I got married, we had this discussion, but I didn't really have any view around these subjects, whether it would be a stigma or a taboo for a husband to do chores or cook. It wasn't something that that was a major to me or a minor, but we did discuss even the minor things. They're important to talk about.
Yes. That is a very, very good question. And I think I always like to start this question by asking, so,
excuse me.
Bless you. If
Thank you.
the husband does not do it, who is expected to do it? Is it just the wife, or is there a maid somewhere? If there's a maid somewhere who does all the chores,
like
then
a
that's
chef.
fine. Like a chef who does the cooking, and there's someone who does the cleaning and all the chores in the house. Yeah, then let that person do it if that's the case in that home. But if it's just the husband and the wife, I see nothing wrong in the husband doing the cooking if they can't cook. In fact, if they don't know how to cook, they have to learn how to cook in order for it to work out for the family.
There's so many ways now: YouTube, Instagram, cookbook.
Yeah, and exactly, doing chores in the house as well.
It's not gender specific.
It's not gender specific. It's got to be done by both the husband and the wife, and I believe that's the reason God brought the husband and the wife together, so that both of their strengths can be made to good use in the home.
But don't you think sometimes maybe this question has come because there's a mindset? Well, it's not a mindset. The Word of God talks about maybe the husband being the head of the home. Maybe it's being seen that the head of the home should not do any chores. Well, what does it mean to be the head of the home? Because that may be where that question has originated from. The head, the boss, the church pastor doesn't do chores. You get what I mean?
Yes, I understand what you mean here. The head of the home has a lot of work to do. In fact, if you think about the head of any organization, they are the ones that have the most work to do. So if we go by that, saying the man is the head of the home, then the man has a lot of work to do to serve that home. To serve that home. That is the role of the head of the home. The head of the home is not there to sit down as the crowned king of the home and everybody worships them and brings everything they request per time. It's a title that requires you to actually put the work in.
Yes.
So there's nothing wrong, absolutely nothing wrong in the husband cooking, changing nappies, doing chores in the house.
Is this something you do because it's important to walk what you are saying?
Yes, this
is something
this
he
is
does.
something
but share
that
from your experience. We had this conversation before.
Yes, I believe that there's no way to be part of your children's lives without doing these things. There's no way to model the right behaviors and the right characters to your children without you actually doing them. So without me doing these things, I can't tell any of our children this is the right thing to do. They have to see it in action. And when they see it in action and I tell them this is what you need to do, they recognize that this is not what I'm just telling them to do, but this is something that they have seen me do as well.
So you need to, I'm trying to draw things, I know you are very humble, draw things out of you, being cooking, changing diapers, going food shopping. There are no chores that are gender specific in this house.
Yes, I don't believe there are
chores are based on people's strengths. But even if they are based on people's strength, doesn't mean somebody else cannot help out. Yes. There's no mindset of this is the wife's job in this house.
Yes.
And I believe as a Christian, that is love.
Yeah, and unless a person decides that this is what I love to do, I don't want you to ever worry or have to think about this particular thing, and that is fine. Somebody may decide that you know what, the wife may decide, or even the husband may decide that I love cooking and the kitchen is my domain. Don't ever worry about doing anything related to cooking. I'm going to sort that out.
And don't be ashamed about it, because if it's a taboo in some household, it doesn't mean that you start minimizing the the good thing that is working in your house.
Yes.
You get what I mean?
Yeah, if it works for your home,
don't start thinking, okay,
don't-
maybe when a friend comes over, you don't start helping out in the kitchen, you don't start going food shopping.
because it doesn't work in that same way in that person's home. Yeah, it's not a rule that should apply to you if what works in your home is what you are doing. So carry on doing what works in your home.
But what works doesn't mean you just need to, I think, even though you should carry on with what works in your own, openness is important in a marriage, transparency, and also speaking with one another. The way we're managing chores in this house, are we working together? Are we both happy? You know, because you don't want somebody, a particular spouse thinking somebody is stronger, they can do all the 99% tasks, and only one person is doing it, because there's an assumption that person is the strong one. There needs to be a conversation to say, do you need any help with that? Are you okay with that? I hope this is not too much for you. Have that conversation as well. I think is important.
Yeah, I agree with that, because if one of the spouses is a person who is very active, who gets things done,
Might be
the other person may just leave things to them and never really ask them if they need help, and the person doing the work may not ask them to come and join in. So there's absolutely nothing wrong in offering to help as well. Remember, we talked about this. It's both the man and wife are now
they
one.
manage their own.
Yes, and both are responsible for making the home and marriage work. So yes, there's absolutely no taboo for the woman or the man to do some particular chores. If in your home the woman is the person who knows all about the cars and services the cars, then let her go ahead and do it. There's nothing wrong with that. It doesn't make that person less of a man than they are.
And if it's the woman that knows how to manage the finances of the home, let her oversee. That woman should not start feeling bad that, oh, but in so is the man that oversees the finance. No, it's about what is working in your house, what is building and making you to be stronger together.
Yes.